like to welcome you to Wild Wednesday Live. I'm Beth Watch, your host. I'm coming to you today from a special location. I'm in Santa Cruz, right on the beach. So exciting. But you know, we never want to miss a day when we don't have to. So here we are. We have a fabulous speaker. Just so you know, it's going to be Linda from Cruising Quilts, but we have a shorter show today because most of the vendors are still coming back from shows and going to shows and packing for shows. And we're super grateful for Linda today, who is going to do a demo and then hop in her car and go to a show. So we're super thankful for that. Look, my husband has decided to make himself lunch right when the show started. I can hear the microwave behind me, not distracting at all. Anyways, so we always like to start with roll call. We have Ellen. I think, Ellen, you were the first one on from Sparks, Nevada. Hi, Rondi and Diane and Mary. Linda, there's so many of you guys today. So just type in where you're from. We always like to see where the audience is. All right, I'm just going to turn it right over. My whole family is like looking at me funny. It's so much easier at the shop. Anyways, so Linda, are you there? Let's just turn it right over to Linda, and hopefully my family will go wherever it is they're going.
I'm here, kinda.
You know what? I feel that same way. Like we're hanging on by like a scrap.
Yeah, I should be on the road right now, but hey, I love Wild Wednesday Live, and so I figured I'm a glutton for punishment. So I'm going to talk about glow-in-the-dark fabric.
Okay, just take it away.
All right.
Type in your questions right now, and we'll get those answered right away.
Yeah, because like I said, I am getting ready to leave. My van is packed up, and as soon as I'm done here, I'm heading out to a show with Setup tomorrow in Roseburg. I will be in Boise, Salt Lake, and Castle Rock, Denver. So if you're out there, come make sure you say you get wild with me on Wednesdays so you can get a free gift from us in our booth at those shows. But today we're going to talk about glow-in-the-dark fabric. So we've gotten a whole bunch of lines of glow-in-the-dark fabric into our store, and people keep asking, is it washable? How can I use it? Will it hold up over time? So time for me to do a little research, which I did. I contacted our manufacturers, and it is washable. So all of the glow-in-the-dark fabric that we're going to show you today is washable up to 100 times without losing the glow-in-the-dark process that they put onto it. Now, they won't really tell you the exact process because it's proprietary, but you can wash it up to 10 times or 100 times. I'm sorry. And it depends on the manufacturer. The ones that we have say up to 100 times in a cold, gentle cycle. No bleach. Obviously, we would never use bleach on our cotton fabrics. And then you're going to want to tumble dry it low. And absolutely no, see that? No fabric softeners or dryer sheets. They are a no-no for glow-in-the-dark fabric. The abrasiveness of the dryer sheets will help, will cause that glow-in-the-dark, whatever they put on it, to deteriorate over time. So if you want to make sure that your fabric stays nice and washable and still glow in the dark once it hits the light, and I'm going to try and show you some pictures of the fabric as it glows, because I took a bunch of pictures last night in the store while it was dark. But right now I'm going to flip it over to our fabric cam, and we're just going to show you some fabrics today and give you some ideas of what you could do with these fabrics. So let me flip this over here to our fabric cam, and my sister Terry's going to put this on. Now, this is Amazing Aliens, and this is by Blank Quilting, and I believe on this one the alien's eyes will glow in the dark. And like I said, I am going to put this up. I'm going to try and let you see a picture on my phone of what this looks like in the dark. So this is Amazing Aliens. It's glow in the dark fabric. Now, this is a directional print. and it's 100% cotton. And these are all $12.99 a yard for the blank Amazing Alien fabrics. These would make super cute pillowcases. How cute would it be to wake up in the middle of the night with a glow-in-the-dark fabric? Now, here we go again with our Amazing Aliens. These are tossed aliens. On a star background with black. They are, again, $12.99 a yard. You can grab 10% off with your coupon code WILD10. Here is another print. This one is on a white background. Again, tossed aliens, super bright colors. So I think pillowcases, there is a free pattern from the manufacturer for this fabric line. And if you go to our website, www.cruisin.com, and look up Amazing Aliens, you're going to get a link to that pattern where you can actually make your own from one of the free patterns that the manufacturers put out. This guy, these little aliens, this is so Roswell. I love this. And these guys, their eyes light up. So the eyes glow in the dark. This is on a saturated black background. And now we have our planets, and these planets are about 3/4 of an inch. And the background, the dots and the stars glow on this one. So let me see if I can bring up a picture of this glowing in the dark. Let's see if we can get that to come up. There you go. So I took this last night, and this is the Amazing Aliens, and this is what it looks like glowing in the dark in our store. So you can see a panel there, and that is this one that Terry's pointing to. That one we didn't show you. We only have a few left, and one of them's on the wall, and there my phone went dark. So that's what it looks like glowing in the dark. So our next line that we're going to show you, also glow in the dark, is called Pixies and Petals. This is a brand new line, and this one is from
Henry Glass.
Oh, Henry Glass, sorry. From Henry Glass, another Jaftex company. So I'm in love with this. Here is our panel called Pixies and Petals, and we've got these cute little pixies on here. This is a 24-inch panel, and the panel is $9.99. And here's just one of the glow-in-the-dark images that I took last night in the dark in our store of how this glows in the dark. How cute is that? So here we have Pixies and Petals. This is a 24-inch panel. And again, the manufacturer has a free pattern. So you can go over and grab this, and we've put that on our website again. Here we have our border print. Now, the Pixies and Petals, these are all $13.99 a yard. And again, with the Wild 10 code, you are going to get 10% off. Here we have some fun flowers and mushrooms. Now, the white behind these mushrooms and everything that's white on here is what's going to glow in the dark. And then this is fairies, and that is not showing up very well, Terry. This is on a really nice purple background. Maybe, when we pull it down from the camera, it shows a lot better. And all of the white on this shows in glow in the dark.
This is the silhouette.
It is called Silhouette. Here we have pixies. Oh, our pixies are upside down there, Terry. We have the pixies in the daffodils, which is, how cute is this? And the pixies glow in the background. And here we have the pixies with the tulips. So appropriate for spring, which we are waiting for here. We had first spring or fake spring. Now we're having our second winter. And hopefully we'll be coming up into our real summer here soon. And here again, we have some more flowers on a really pretty blue background. And again, this is all glow in the dark. We tend to buy all in lines. How cute are these pixies? Terry's going to move some of these rounds. Again, these are all glow in the dark. So remember, you do not want to dry clean this fabric. You want to cold wash in a gentle cycle with no bleach and tumble dry on low to maintain that glow in the dark value of the fabric. And again, no fabric softeners, especially dryer sheets. We think dryer sheets are our friend, but sometimes they tend to rough up our fabric and make them a little bit rough. Now, this is, what is this one called?
The petals.
They're
petals. The color
petals.
is not true on the
This is a nice lavender color, not a blue, what I'm seeing here. And then we have, again, the petals in a dark background. And then the last thing we have for you, because we're all about glow-in-the-dark fabric and glow-in-the-dark things, we have glow-in-the-dark thread. So this comes to us from, is it Metler? Or Gutermann? Metler.
Yeah.
Metler, this is glow-in-the-dark thread. And I did take a picture of it last night, and it does glow in the dark. And so let me see. There we go, Terry. I'm going to let Terry show you that picture of the spools of thread glowing in the dark there. So again, you can grab these spools of thread at 10% off. They glow in the dark. How cool is that to be quilting your glow-in-the-dark quilt with glow-in-the-dark thread?
Somebody's asking how much fabric to make a pillowcase.
How much fabric to make a pillowcase? Okay, so you normally want I personally prefer, I didn't mean to stop my camera. I'm trying to flip it back over to me. Okay, there we go. So I personally like to have a 27-inch, so 3/4 of a yard for the main body, a 1/4 yard for my cuff, and then a 2-inch piece for the flange. Now, a lot of shops are not going to sell you that 2-inch piece. You're going to have to get like 1/8 of an inch. Or you can make multiple pillowcases. And we might actually kit these up into pillowcase kits. You never know. But they are on our website. Grab those for 10% off. Remember, cold water wash in a gentle cycle, no bleach, and no fabric softeners. Fabric softeners are a big no-no. And I think that's what we have to show you tonight, or today. I'm used to going live at night. That's it for today.
Can you use vinegar to set the color on the glow-in-the-dark fabric?
Now that I have not asked. I don't know.
So a little bit of market research there. And then the next question is, you should also not use dryer sheets when drying towels and tea towels.
Yep. They stop the being absorbent.
Yep. And let's see. The glow-in-the-dark thread would be interesting if used to quilt an item. And I do think that's what it's meant for, not to piece, right?
Yeah, it's meant for quilting, not for piecing. I mean, it wouldn't do any good to piece it with
Right.
glow in the dark. And it's not real, I don't even remember how much the glow in the dark, it's $6.29.
So it'd be fun to experiment with. Do you know
It's a
what weight it is?
polyester.
Does it say what weight it is if they want to do thread painting with it?
It says it is 40 weight.
Perfect. So it's a little bit thicker than what you typically would piece with your 50 weight. Yeah.
What about doing embroidery with it?
Ooh, that would be fun too. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
These are fun ideas, girls. You could put it on tote bags. That way you don't get lost when you're at the nightclub, you know. All right, girls, this is your last chance to ask any questions because Linda's going to get on the road and get to the next show.
I saw it in my suitcase.
Oh my gosh, don't you kind of feel like you're living a gypsy life? You're like, don't even get your clothes unpacked before you have to get packed and on the road again.
Yep, and I'm loving it.
Yeah, good. So you will be at the Boise show May 12th through the 14th, and then Salt Lake May 19th through the 20th, and then Castle Rock May 26th through the 28th. Oh my gosh.
Excited.
You are crazy.
I am so excited. I cannot wait. I've been wanting to do this loop. I'm not at home.
Perfect. It's kind of exciting because you build a family on the road.
Yes. Yep.
All right. And so for anybody who's just joining, you can go right to Linda's website, which is scrolling along the bottom. She's offering 10% off her entire website today with the code WILD10. And she's also been so generous with her gift certificate. I'm not going to tell you the code word yet because I want you to stick around. But she does have a $25 gift certificate. So I think that's it. I'm looking at the notes. We do have the patterns she has on her website are really cute with the fabric. Lynn Jenkins, you're supposed to be paying attention, not scrolling her website. I embroidered a skull on a t-shirt with glow-in-the-dark thread, wore it to Disneyland. It glowed when I was on the Fun in the Dark rides.
Love it.
All right. So thank you so much for joining us and taking the time out of your day, because I know it is busy and hectic when you're getting ready for a show. All right. We'll see you soon. Travel safe. Okay. Bye-bye. All right, so I just want to remind you guys that if you ever miss a video, you can always go to our YouTube and watch it forever. Welcome, Patty. We're so excited. This is your first time. So this is going to be a little bit different just because most of our vendors who come on Wild Wednesday are either getting back from shows or leaving for shows. And so today, Linda was the only one brave enough to come on and do a demo and give us some information. But don't worry, because me and Raylene are here, always great backup. So Raylene, do you want to come on so that we can just say whatever it is we're going to say?
So we can entertain the masses.
Yes. Raylene would totally have this organized and telling you something really thought out and written out. But sometimes it just flies by the seat of my pants.
Well, that's the way we all are anymore.
I know. It really is kind of been a struggle trying to juggle going back to real life shows and still doing all the stuff online for Facebook and YouTube and all that great stuff.
It's definitely been a multitasking exercise.
Yes. And I totally can multitask, maybe not well though.
Yeah, I'm realizing I'm not as good at it as I used to be.
Right. Well, yeah, I'm not as good as I was, but I'm a good once or something. I think there's a song.
Yeah, something like a country song.
Yes. So you're going to you're going to tell us, you're going to educate us about something today, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm going to try.
Okay, I'm going to just let you take it over.
Okay. Well, actually, I was kind of glad that there was an opportunity for me to get on today, because I had a couple of questions at the last show that I'm like, sometimes we forget that there's a lot of newer quilters and sewers out there, and we just assume everybody knows all these real basic things until the question comes up 100 times at a show. So I'm going to kind of show you a few older products, but maybe open your eyes to why you might need them. And then also just show you another new product that just came in that I think everybody can use. So let me have Ron switch the camera over. So I wanted to talk a few minutes today about easy thread needles. Easy thread needles have been around forever. However, the old style, when you would thread your needle, the way they did the opening at the top, and I know that's not real easy to see, but the way they did the opening, if you weren't careful, it frayed your thread really badly. So they have improved on that. But an easy thread needle, what it is it's got a notch in the top. So instead of having to thread through the eye, you simply lay the thread on the top and snap it in, and it's threaded and ready to go. Now, this is not usually the best idea for a lot of sewing, because as you're pulling the thread through, you keep pulling it out. But what these are basically used for is burying your thread. Do you ever, if you're machine quilting or you're doing anything where you've got a tail after you've tied it off and you want to bury that thread in your work? Well, if you've just got a little tiny piece, what you can do, you would just stitch your thread through the fabric and then pop the end of the thread through, and then you can pull that thread through and bury it underneath your layer of fabric. Now, I carry 3 different brands of easy thread needles. I've got them by Bowen. Bowen is the French company who does really great notions. I sell a lot of Bowen products. I'm always very, very happy with them. I also carry John James, which is an English company, which has been around forever and ever. And then, of course, Clover, which is a Japanese company, Also around a long time. The one advantage I would tell you to the Clover is that they do have the gold eye. So if you have trouble seeing, sometimes that gold eye is a little easier to see. But here's something that's only been out for a couple of years that really are a better alternative for someone if you do need to use a self thread needle to do your piecing, to do all your handwork. And they're called side cinch needles. The difference being the opening to thread it through, and I know this isn't going to show up real good, but it's actually over on the side. So when you're sewing, it's not going to pull back out through that top thread. So if you do need an easy thread needle, because you got to the point you just can't thread your needle anymore, you might want to consider the side cinch. And the package comes with a variety of sizes. And I lost the package it came out of to tell you the price. Hang on, let me see if I threw it here. Here it is. They're $9.95 for the pack. Now, everything that I'm showing you today, if you go to my website and click on Wild Wednesday, all the items are there and they're 20% off. You don't need a code. It's going to take that off automatically. Now, I also wanted to share with you just a couple of my favorite needle threading apparatuses. You know, previous shows, I've shown you the little lighted needle beetle. I've shown you the hummingbird. But I get asked a lot at shows for those people who use a size 12 needle, which there's still some of those people out there that are crazy enough that they do those little teeny tiny needles. A lot of the threaders are too large for the eyes of a 12. And this is my go-to for those little tiny eyes. And it's the Clover Petite needle threader. And one of the things I love is you get 2 threaders in a pack, has a little thread cutter on the end for $4.20. So you can't beat it. You don't have to use them very many times to get your money out of them. But the one threader I wanted to share with you guys today, and these are done by Dritz. They're called looped needle threaders. They come, let's see, I think 6 pieces for $8.79. These are really good for both your hand needles and your sewing machine needles. I don't know if you can see that. Let me see if it'll show up on something dark here. You can kind of see it's a little thin piece of wire. But unlike most needle threaders that just have the little hole to drop your thread through, this has a much larger loop. So it's a lot easier. It's like, I wish I would have thought about that. See how much I can open up that loop. Okay. So whether you're threading a hand needle, which I just lost my little needle here. Again, you're just going to take that little thin piece of wire and put it through the eye of the needle and then drop your thread. Get a hold of it here. These little things are hard to show on camera, but you're just going to put the tail into your thread. If I can find the tail end of my thread. Doesn't look like I know what I'm doing here. And you're going to put that through the loop and then pull your threader back through, and then your needle is threaded. Now, that's great for hand needles, but the reason I love these little guys, you can use them on the sewing machine. You know, if you don't have one of those fancy machines that threads itself, which I do not, and I know a lot of us don't, a regular, just a conventional, little needle threader are a little harder to do on the machine because you're going to take the wire. I already dropped it. You're going to put it from the back. I have no idea where that went. So you're going to take it from the back, and having that wire, here it is. I found it. Having that longer, flexible piece of wire, it's a little easier to bring it from the back through your machine needle and then drop your thread through and pull it back through. So, we do sell a sewing machine threader that by Bowen that's great, but they're like almost $15 now. And that's really pricey. It works well, but this is definitely a less expensive alternative to doing that $15 needle threader for your machine. So again, they come 6 in a pack for $8.79, and then they're 20% off till Friday night at midnight. Just click on Wild Wednesday. Okay, so that's a little bit of threading that I wanted to talk about. Now let me get this stuff out of the way. I wanted to talk to you guys about Terrific Tape. A lot of you, if you've been around for a while, you might remember a product that came out many years ago called Hugo's Amazing Tape. And they used to do shows until they retired. And I know it's still available. But the Gypsy Quilter, which you guys know is one of my favorite notions companies, they have now come out with a similar version of it called Terrific Tape. Now, it comes in 2 sizes, either 1 inch or 1/2 inch. And the 1/2 inch I don't have to show you because as soon as it came in, I sold out, but it's going to be in the next couple of days. So it's part of the sale today as well. But there's so many great things you can use your tape for. So I'm going to show you just a bunch of things just to get your brain going. But first of all, for sewing and quilting, you can use it and wrap it around the end of your thread so your thread doesn't unravel. And of course, if I could find the end, it would be easier to show. There it is. They're easier to show you. So it sticks to itself, and it's just a very lightweight, clear tape. And you would just wrap it around that spool of thread, and it keeps it from unraveling. Now you can do that with your bobbins. You can, cut it thinner if you need to and wrap it around your bobbins. But it's a great way to keep your thread nice and neat. And, this comes, let me see, 50 feet on a roll. So you could do a lot of thread with it. Also, if you want to maybe you're doing a project with your fabric and maybe you got all your little fabric pieces, you want to keep them together, you're taking it with you on the road, motorhome or whatever, you can just roll up your project and then just wrap your tape around it, and it's going to stick to itself and hold it together. Taking your rotary cutters to class, and you want to keep them together so they're not rattling around in your sewing kit. Again, just one piece wrapped around there, and it's going to hold good. And then, when you peel it back, it comes right off. There's no sticky residue or anything because there's no adhesive. It's just that vinyl clings to itself, kind of like saran wrap, only a little thicker. Also, in your sewing kit, you want to keep all the pencils you're taking to class together so they're not rattling around in there. You just roll around. Let's see what else. Oh, you go camping and you want all your utensils. You don't want those clanging around. This is my burnt spoon or my burnt spatula it's my favorite spatula though. So you can just wrap a couple of pieces around. If you're going backpacking and you need to take your camp tools with you, extension cords wrapped around it, keeps it nice and tight. So there's so many uses. Here's one of my favorites, keeping my iron cord all wrapped up. I could also, if I wanted to, I could just wrap it around the handle and keep it all nice and neat. You have a bunch of extra hangers that you want to put in storage because you don't want to get rid of them because eventually you're going to fill them up again. I just put a piece around right below the hook in the middle, keep all those together, or if you're moving or traveling. And I have no idea why I brought this piece of fabric other than to use it as a black background. So that, I could roll that up and put a piece around it if I wanted to. But that's just to give you a few ideas of what all you can do with the tape. Again, it comes in 1 inch wide or 1/2 inch wide. Both of them are on that 20% off sale. The 1 inch is $8.99 for 50 feet. And I believe, if I remember, the 1/2 inch is $7.99, I think. But it'll tell you the price on the website. But again, 20% off between now and Friday night. So hopefully that kind of got your mind going of all kinds of things that you could use the tape for. And Beth, are you there? Because I've got nothing else to say. Well, I got lots more to say. I mean, I never don't have anything to say.
I'm here. I was going to say, I've never found you to be lagging for words.
And you, my friend.
I know. Sometimes it comes out, though, before I even think about it.
Well, I'm not going to act like I don't have that same problem. So
okay. That's why we like each other, why we get along.
Filter free.
Yes. So they're loving the ideas for the tape. And I think it's funny that you think that we should get organized. I'm just saying, because I'm on vacation and look at my book to read. Manage your day up here. I don't know where my thing is. Manage your day to day, how to get control of your life.
Good luck with that.
I know. And then look, a life planner. Like I'm on vacation so that I can figure out what I'm doing with the rest of my life.
Well, I've been making a huge effort to get stuff back organized over the last few weeks. So, we do a little bit every day.
Yeah.
But it's hard to do that. Once you get out of control, it takes a while to get back in control. And, of course, we all got out of control because once shows started, everything just hit us all at once. And
right.
It's been crazy, which you and I have talked about when we were, crying on the phone to each other. It's like, make it stop.
Yeah, it's like a hamster a hamster. What do they call those? A hamster roller coaster.
The hamster wheel.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Well, and someone today asked, they go, why don't you just back off on what you're doing? And I go, well, you got to understand, we never saw COVID coming. And
Right.
none of us were prepared for no work for a year and a half. And now we have this paranoia that it could happen again at any minute. So we're afraid to let any business get away from it.
Right. Well, and we worked really hard during that time
Yes.
to build up the online. And so you don't want to let it go, because now we have all kinds of new friends that are like family. And so here we are.
And it's just a matter now, we have to figure out how to balance it all.
Right. Connie Wiggins, you're really funny. She says, let us know how your ideas work. Yeah. I'll let you know. You guys, when I get back to the shop, I'm going to be a whole new me. And
I can't wait.
Roger just snorted over there.
Yeah, if I said, well, Ron's sitting here laughing too, just so you know.
I know, it's crazy. But life is a very fine balance, and trying to juggle everything in normal times is kind of, a challenge. And
it really is.
Yeah, I think for most people, I think everybody out there has the same issues we have. We're just on steroids.
Exactly. And, we have those upcoming shows next month, and I will not be doing the Salt Lake show, and I don't believe Beth is either.
No, I'm not.
And it's not that we didn't want to do them. Quite honestly, for us, because we manufacture products for so many of the other show vendors, if we went 3 in a row, our vendors wouldn't have their product to sell. So it's just really hard to do 3 weeks in a row like that.
Well, I'm going to say I just did 2 weeks in a row. And it was hard. It's so hard because you can't unpack and repack and get it organized. And I know it seems like, I just throw everything in a bin and show up at the show and it just magically appears so nicely organized in my booth. But it takes a long time. I literally just before we left, what night was it? I was at the shop till 11:30 Sunday night or Monday night? Monday night. Monday night. I was in the shop till 11:30 at night, unpacking the van. I still hadn't unpacked it from 2 weeks ago. It's insane. Trying to keep a shop open and
yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Like I said, it's like because we, of course, we don't have the shop, but Beth and I talked about we each have our own challenges because she's trying to deal with the store all day while she's trying to work. We're trying to get our customers our wholesale customer orders filled while we're taking care of all of our retail customers. And, when you're at a show all the time, we can't be running the machinery if we're on the road. So it is a real balancing act to make sure that everybody's happy.
Right.
Including us.
So for those who don't know, what do you do wholesaling? Because
we manufacture acrylic rulers and tools. So you guys have seen, I've demonstrated our square ups and our rulers and those tools, but we also manufacture acrylic tools for other designers that maybe they have a particular tool that they, developed the pattern for, but they need somebody to make the actual acrylic piece. We do that for quite a few other customers. And some of them are rather large customers. We have one that orders quite often. And when they order, it's like 2,500 pieces. So it takes us a while to get it together. We also, you guys that have shopped with the Big Mac rotary cutting surface, and Teresa's always so generous with door prizes. We make her mat erasers and her stabilizers and her rulers as well. So we make for lots of other people. So if we're on the road every single week, then we can't be making their products, so they don't have anything to sell. So it's a vicious cycle.
Right. So say I was to need, because I do this demo that people love. Say I was to need a 60.
We're working on it. I know what you're going to say. We're working on it because I need that too.
You know what? I could demo the 60-degree ruler every week, and they would still love it.
Yep. Because I told Ron, do you see the camera right now? That's Ron saying no.
I think I've only demoed that maybe 1,883 times, but it's always fresh when I do it.
Yeah, we're working on it because we need one too. I mean, it's like rather than just adding those measurements on all the rulers or whatever, it's so much easier to have it as a separate tool. Right. But, we just want to make sure that the size is going to be useful for, lots of different things or whatever. So, yeah, when we get a prototype done, we'll send it to you to check it.
Okay, perfect. And Lynn wants to know if you can have it in pinky purple.
No.
Lynn, she can put my name on it, but she can't do fun colors.
Well, no, because in order to get those colors of acrylic, I have to like take a truckload, and I don't need a truckload of purple acrylic. Okay.
Oh, unless you guys are going to buy a lot of Fabric Chicks acrylic.
Yes, you would have to buy a whole bunch.
Okay, so Mary says maybe someone can create a storage bin that you can pack with the items you sell that stay in the same containers you will use to display them.
That's what we do.
Everything in one spot. What a concept.
Yeah, well, that's, anybody that's seen us at shows, Ron actually designed and built our tables that you see all of our stuff on. They're actually on wheels. And so the product that's hanging on the pegboards, that stays on there. They close up, the stuff on the tables go on shelves underneath, and bing, bang, boom, we're in and out.
Yeah, mine's not so easy.
A little harder with fabric.
Changes every show. Every
Yours
show
is a lot harder.
Different samples and different everything. Because I don't want, if you come and see me one week at a show, I don't want the same stuff hanging in my booth the next week. Some of it is the same, but a lot of it is different.
Where with us, with Notions, we need it to be the same stuff hanging in the booth. Totally different than fabric.
Right. Well, so what else I know what I was going to have a demo, except for I haven't even unpacked my bags. So no demo from me today.
That's okay.
And I was going to talk about batting because everybody needs to know about batting because we all use it, and batting is not the same. But I'm not even going to do that because I didn't.
No, but next week. We'll put that for next week. You guys can look forward to it.
Okay. We'll educate you next week. But we do have a request. If you guys have favorite vendors or favorite shops that we haven't interviewed and you want us to, we would love to. So let Raylene know. Let me give you her personal phone number. Type it in the comments and Raylene will contact them because we'd love to get a wider variety of people that we're interviewing because we do believe that the more that you know and the more that you learn, the better your sewing is going to be, the more successful it's going to be, and the more fun you're going to have.
And you can actually reach out to them also, your regular shop, your regular teachers, and let them know about Wild Wednesday. Because if you are the reason that we book someone new on the show, I'm going to give you a little prize. No, I'm going to bribe them.
Oh my gosh. Raylene and her prizes. She's always like, I think she gives the store away.
Yeah, I kind of do sometimes.
Yes. I need to buy the kids new shoes or something.
Well, so my kids buy their own shoes now.
Yeah, I'm afraid that even when Devin is 40, he'll still be sneaking my credit card to buy his shoes.
Mm-hmm. Probably.
Yes. He's got the number memorized. I'm going to have to change him all the numbers.
Exactly.
Okay, so we do have a code word for today. It is organize. And that was even before.
I didn't even know about that.
I know. Raylene didn't even know that my homework for this week was to try to organize my life planner. No, everybody needs to organize. Sometimes it just kind of gets out of control. So if you're new to watching, just type in organize in the comments, and that will get you entered into the drawing. And Raylene will post that in a little while right here where you found us. And I think we have one person that didn't claim it from last week. Raylene's a lot nicer than me. If you don't claim it, I would just forget about it. But Raylene tries to track you guys down. But don't make her
on that. Yeah, I want to mention, because one of our winners last week was a YouTube viewer. And I'm sorry, I didn't bring the note. But what I did was message them in private messenger through Facebook. So if you were a YouTube watcher and you entered last week, check your messages and see if there's a message from Raylene. I will still honor it because you might not have been aware that's how we were contacting you. So for all of you that are on YouTube, we've got you down. You're going in the drawing. But since after this is over with, we lose all those YouTube comments. So be sure you check Messenger to see if you won, because that's really the only way I have to get a hold of you.
I know it's kind of weird how YouTube works, interlinks with this program. I have this problem with my sales.
I know you do. Yeah, it's just nuts.
I tried to send the comments and you can't. Yep. Okay, so what else do we have? We have a few more
Well,
minutes.
I wanted to mention, I don't know the date yet, but on one of our weeks that we're taking off for Wild Wednesday, I have a whole bunch of quilt tops, antique quilt tops that were in my mom's stuff that I'm probably going to do an auction sale on. No hesitation opening bids too. So kind of keep
You want
that
me
in
to help you?
mind.
I love auctions.
I know you do. You're so good at them. So we'll probably be doing that upcoming. But Boise, we are going to be doing our first ever Wild Wednesday scavenger hunt. It's going to be a lot of fun. We've already got there's 17 vendors at that show who participate on Wild Wednesday, and I think we've already heard back from 13 or 14 of them that they want to participate. And it's just going to be a real fun game. You're going to stop when you get to the show at either my booth or Best booth and get an entry. And you're just going to, we're not going to give you all the details right now, but you'll have an entry card. And as you're going around the show, there'll be some things you need to look for. And then you'll turn that in at the end. And one winner is going to win the drawing. And that's going to be a basket. And it's going to be full of goodies from all the vendors that participated. So it's going to be a really good prize. So we're going to test that out in Boise. And if that works well, that's going to be what we do at the shows for a while till we come up with something different.
Right. So we're always experimenting to see what kind of fun things we can add to your experience at the shows. Because it's kind of fun for us too. Because then you're forced to come in and talk to us and get an entry form. And don't forget to get your pictures with us because we want to flood our Facebook.
And you guys, you should be able to post on the Wild Wednesday Facebook page. It's open and public. I double checked after last week. So we want you guys, post what you're working on, post what you finish, post anything. We just want it to be interactive.
Not anything.
Well, that's true. Well,
sewing related.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't want to see your bunions or anything, okay?
Yeah, maybe not that. That's kind of yicky.
Yeah.
But see, only you thought that way. They all knew what I was talking about.
I've got teenage kids. We don't want to just post anything.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. So yeah, but you should be able to post, because I know people have asked and they said, can't we post what we're working on? Yes, and we love if you've made something with things that you got from a Wild Wednesday show. Be sure and post that. We want people to see that you're actually using their products and their techniques. Right. And then also, I just thought of something else, Beth. We are working on our easier way for you guys to connect with our vendors that come on the show. We are building a website for that. Ruth, or Siri as we call her, is working hard on that. But one of the things that she's going to add to that for us, and I haven't even told Beth this yet, is we're going to start having a list of okay, on this date, these are the vendors that we're on. So if you need to go back and watch it on YouTube again, you'll be able to find it easier.
Perfect. I'm always worried when I hear you say, we haven't even told Beth yet.
I know, huh? Yeah. I was trying to leave her alone because she's on vacation and all that.
Yes. So Kathy, it looks like Kathy's going to be going from Sparks, which is near Reno, all the way to Boise for the show. And she wants to know if the treasure hunt's going to be every day.
Well, you'll have the 3 days to do it. I mean, you can keep if you're going on multiple days, you can just keep your card till it's filled out. Because basically you're going to have to write something down at several vendors' booths. So if it takes you 3 days, that's fine, because the drawing is not going to happen until we get home.
Perfect. And I totally just messed that up because it's a blonde moment. Ellen is from Sparks and Kathy is from the Bay Area, but they're sisters.
Right, I know, and they're both going. Yep.
It's hard to keep track of everybody. Who's everybody?
Exactly. And now when they keep showing up at shows that are not the normal shows they go to, then it really messes my mind up.
Yeah, for sure. Maureen says put some tape on the end of the wire needle threaders so you can find them when they fall on the floor. Yes. Good idea, because they are hard to see, really hard.
Yeah, and the blue painter's tape is great. Just put a little piece of it on the end of it, and then you can see it.
Or even fingernail polish, maybe.
Yeah, you might go do that.
Polish.
That's a lot more work than a piece of tape.
Mm-hmm. Linda ABC said she tried to post the Sacramento pictures but couldn't.
That's weird because I went back and double checked and it says, it's who can post, everybody. I'll look at it again.
Okay.
We had some weird stuff happen with our page over the last few weeks. It like split. There were 2 pages and they weren't all getting all the posts and all this kind of mess. So maybe once I get that other page out of there, but yeah, everybody should be able to post, but I'll take another look.
Okay. And we definitely will be back in Phoenix in January. So Beverly, put that on your calendar.
And Scottsdale too.
Scottsdale's
in September.
Ooh, I wonder if I have that on my calendar. I'll have to look at my life.
Ooh, you better.
I know.
Remember Scottsdale last year is when we were recovering.
Yeah.
That was a rough show.
It was rough. Okay. So we, who's going to Boise? It looks like we have several people going to Boise. We've got Linda Wagner. A lot of you girls are going to Boise.
And last year was our first show after the shutdown, and we only had 2 or 3. Of course, we had. I just totally blanked on who I was going to say. Mo.
Yes.
I think we're going to have more this time.
Mm-hmm. And yes, Linda, Peggy's going with me, and we're going to have dinner at your house, okay? Now that you've posted it, now Raylene might be invited too. Maybe the whole party is at your house, Linda.
The party's at Linda's this year.
All right, Boise, here we come. I know, Lori, it's going to be fun. Oh, Ellen says that they went to Boise last year too.
Yeah, I just remembered that when she posted it. I'm like, oh, that's right.
It was before we really connected all the names and faces.
Well, yeah, and that was the first show that when they came up and said they got wild, we went, who are you? Who are you? Yes. Which we still do. I mean, I still do. I can't remember from one time to the next. Everybody looks alike after a while.
I know. It's hard for me to put my kids in a crowd. Everybody looks alike. Well, it could be I drank too much too. I don't know.
That could be it.
Yes.
All that coffee you had today.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are very bright-eyed.
I know. Look at my view from my dining room.
That's just wrong. You shouldn't torment us like that.
I know.
Look at that ocean. Well, you deserve it.
So pretty. I know. Gracie's been working on her tan. Look at, she's here keeping me company.
Hi, Gracie.
She changes her outfit about 8 times a day, and we have to go down to the beach and do a photo shoot.
No, her pictures you've been taking are great. I've been watching them. They're awesome.
It's pretty fun.
She's a born model.
Oh, now her head's going to be this big. Oh, Kelly, just put in organize. All right, so that was the code word, and Raylene has nothing to do today, so I'm sure she'll get the winners up really soon.
Actually, I've already been to the post office today. Wow. So as soon as the show's over, that is my number one priority. I don't have anything that's going to keep me from doing it right away. So I would say I'll probably have it posted by about 3:30 Pacific time. So just come right back here to Wild Wednesday Live Facebook. And again, if you are a YouTuber, if you win, I will private message you probably, right away. So in the next couple of hours. So if you're entering and you're watching on YouTube, make sure you check your messages for a message from me. Of course, if you didn't get a message, then you didn't win. But we just want you guys to know you are participating. What was that?
I said, so don't be bugging you saying, oh, was I a winner? Because Raylene will contact you. You don't need to contact her.
Thank you. Yes.
Because I'd be calling you saying, "Oh, did I win? Did I win? What are the prizes? Did I miss them?"
Yeah, no, you didn't tell us.
Well, I did sort of as you guys were going. So, and I only wrote down Teresa from Big Mat Rotary Cutting Surfaces donated a travel size cutting mat. Linda from Cruising Quilts did a $25 gift certificate to her website. Raylene did something, I'm sure, except for I didn't write those notes down. I wasn't that organized.
We're going to do 2 Notions goodie bags.
Okay.
So 2 people will win a Notions goodie bag.
Goodie bags. That was pretty lucky because now you're paying shipping for 2 people.
Yeah, that's true. I usually do every week anyway.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Anna Simpson, you're a little bit late to the party. I don't know if you get to be put into the entry now.
Anna, where have you been?
I know. She's traveling. She's trying to beat all the storms, the tornado storms.
Oh, gosh.
I know.
Thank you.
Last week she was hiding in a bathroom for over an hour.
Oh, I remember when I lived in the Midwest for a while dealing with that. I was just checking the weather so I could share it with you guys. Yeah, this is today.
Ooh, 89, nice.
We don't get to our high until about 3 or 4 o'clock. So, but we're going to hit 91 as our high today.
Oh my gosh. You know,
It's
yesterday
perfect.
when we drove over the mountains, we drove through snow. It's crazy weather everywhere. We've got snow, we've got tornadoes, we've got all kinds of crazy stuff.
That's crazy. And, you know, I have friends in the Midwest posting pictures there under 6 inches of snow. And I mean, it's 100 degrees here and it's summer and we're working in the yard and it's great. It's perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it won't be so perfect when it's 183 soon.
Well, that might be a little exaggeration. I mean, our hottest day last summer was 127, but we have air conditioning. We just don't go outside when your skin melts off like that. It's only a few days.
Yeah. And you probably can go out in the morning and in the evening.
Yeah. It's when we get up in the morning in the summer, it's usually only like 95.
Yeah. We've got a couple from Pennsylvania that are 36-degree weather, snow. Oh, Kathy's got 99 degrees in Phoenix.
Yeah, see, Phoenix is similar to us. We're usually a little hotter than them.
Yeah. Well, Terry, we're glad we could help you pass the time, and we hope your MRI goes good. She's listening to us instead of reading the boring magazines in the doctor's office.
Yeah, really. You can listen to boring us versus reading boring.
Yeah. That's exactly what my husband's saying over there in the corner. Like, I can't believe people are tuning into this.
I know. Well, you know, at least you and I get a chance to catch up.
That's true. That's true. Yep. And I enjoy seeing everybody's little comments and seeing where everybody's from. We did have one gal from Czechoslovakia.
Liz, yeah, I saw that.
Still on. That's kind of exciting. I think that's the furthest we've ever had a viewer live that has mentioned it.
And that was Liz. I think she's currently traveling all over because she's been tuning in from all over the place.
Okay. All right. So, well, that's all I have for today. What do you got? Anything else?
Oh, hey, Thea, I just saw, did I know that you were in Azusa? You were our neighbor when we lived in Covina. My oldest son lives in Azusa. So that was all. It was nothing earth-shattering. I just noticed she was from Azusa.
Teresa's on now from Big Mat Rotary Cutting Surface. She says it's 70 in San Diego. I don't know why I always thought you lived by LA. I don't know.
No, she's down there at the beach. Everybody. Yeah, she's down there where it's gorgeous year-round too.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I think that's all that we have for today.
Yeah, I think so. I was just double-checking. I don't see any questions.
Do you know who's coming on next week?
Linda McGehee is going to come back, and she's going to do a little more in-depth on zippers because none of us can get enough of that.
Perfect.
And I can't hang on. I have my folder right here. Let me see if I wrote it down. I might not have written it down. No, I didn't. I don't have the right paper with me, but I know Linda McGehee for sure.
Okay, perfect.
And you're going to do batting.
Yes, because who doesn't need to learn about batting? It's kind of like
we all do.
Yes, and it's kind of like do you remember back in the day? So when I started quilting when I was like 2, the batting was this really, really, really thick batting, or it was like the very first quilt I made has a hole in it now, and it has an electric blanket inside of it. So apparently,
I mean, when my mom first opened her shop, which was 1983, there was 2 things: 3-ounce and 6-ounce. Can you imagine now quilting with 6-ounce? It was like huge.
Would that be super thick?
It was like this.
Yeah.
Mostly they use that to tie, but it was still super thick.
Yeah.
But the standard was 3-ounce batting, which hardly anybody would even think of using that now. It's so thick.
Right. No, I remember that really thick, poofy stuff. Yeah. And we did tie, but the one quilt that I won an award at the fair when I was in 4-H, it was made. The center of it is literally an electric blanket. You can feel the cord in there still. I know
what you had.
Times have changed. We've really, really upgraded.
Well, they used to often, back in the olden days, they would use their old worn out quilt for the batting of the next quilt.
Right.
I don't know how many times my mom would have, when she used to always be scooping up all the antique quilts she would go to repair one and realize that inside was actually a quilt in the better shape than the one that was on the outside.
Oh, how interesting.
Isn't that cool?
Yes. Yeah. So did she ever take them apart and use them on the inside?
Oh, yeah. She would take them apart and go, okay, this is in better shape. But again, what they thought was worn out, they think, they made quilts constantly. So it was like, oh, that one's got a few little holes in it. We'll just use that inside the next one.
Right. Patricia says she just started quilting in 2020. So it's almost like she's a virgin.
All right, Patricia, we're glad to have you join the crazy.
I know. We could hardly wait to fill you with useless information.
And that's what you get here. Lots and lots of it. And a few good tips in between.
Yep.
All right. We managed to fill the hour.
Perfect. Okay. So girls, remember to, if you miss a video, to watch it on YouTube, go like our YouTube channel. Schedule, even if you're not in Boise, you can always take a plane to come see us in person. Boise, Salt Lake, and then Castle Rock are coming up. And what else?
I think that's about it for now.
Okay, so type in, you can go to the Wild Wednesday Live Facebook page. You can show us your pictures of what you're working on. It's just a kind of a fun community. Well, we think it's fun anyways. And hopefully you guys will take it into consideration and get organized so that we can sew and have lots of fun projects.
And I will check it out and see if there's something I'm missing as to why, like, Linda couldn't post pictures, because everybody should be able to post on there.
Okay, everybody go experiment and tell us if you can post.
Yeah, I'll get 9,000 messages. I couldn't post.
I know. For Raylene, we want to see all of the pictures. All right. Have a good week. Go and sew, and we will see you next Wednesday.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Okay.